According to Compassion and Choices, 1 in 3 older adults will die with some form of dementia. By 2050, that's 14 million Americans aged 65 and older.
Now, here's some things that are really striking. Over the past 20 years, deaths from heart disease has decreased by 9%, while deaths from Alzheimer's complications have increased by 145%. These complications include infections, malnutrition, dehydration, organ system failures, falls, and other accidental injuries.
Maybe you've filled out your advance directive and had conversations about end-of-life wishes, hopefully. But have you specifically talked about dementia care? Because dementia planning isn't just about dying. It's about years of living with declining cognitive ability.
So today, we're using the Dementia Deck. Here's a little card. It's a conversation tool designed to help you express your care preferences while, of course, you're still clear of mind.
Welcome to Thoughtful Planning. I'm Honey.
And I'm Santiago.
We help families plan for life's biggest moments without the overwhelm.
So this is our third episode in our Conversation Deck series. We've covered the Death Deck and the EOL End of Life Deck. Today we're focusing on dementia with a specialty deck designed specifically for those unique care decisions.
So before we jump in, a quick disclaimer. We are not doctors, therapists, or lawyers. We're sharing a conversation tool, not giving medical or legal advice. Please consult with healthcare professionals or estate planning attorneys about your specific situation.
So today, talking about dementia and the challenges that come with it. If you're someone or someone you love is currently dealing with dementia, please take care of yourself while listening. This episode is designed to introduce a planning tool and start the conversation. It is not a replacement for professional help.
So here's our essential question. If you were diagnosed with dementia tomorrow, would your loved ones know what kind of care matters most to you?
Now, you might be thinking, I'm too young to worry about this. But according to the Alzheimer's Association, younger onset dementia can begin as early as your 30s or 40s. While less common than late onset dementia, it is a reality that makes early planning critical.
So the Dementia Deck has 41 cards specifically designed to help you think through and communicate preferences about dementia care while you're still clear-minded.
And the timing is critical. This deck is meant to be used when you're healthy and you can think clearly about what matters to you most.
So back in episode 33, we discussed dementia planning. We covered the dementia directives, and we'll link to that episode in the show notes.
This deck is a perfect complement to that episode because it helps you get specific about care preferences through guided conversation prompts.
So the creators recommended starting with questions about sources of comfort, like music or hobbies, before moving into the heavier care preferences. It helps ease into the conversation. And today we're going to draw a few cards and discuss our preferences. Then we'll do one open-ended question at the end. The goal is to learn about each other's wishes and have conversations that matter.
Okay, before we draw our first card, I want you to pause a minute. Think about your perfect day, the activities, the people, the environment. Now imagine if you couldn't communicate these preferences anymore. What would you want your loved ones to know about maintaining those important elements for your life? Keep in mind, as we explore the Dementia Deck together. All right, let's draw our first card. Ready?
Ready.
All right. So, here we go. It's a multiple choice question. When thinking about being a caregiver for someone living with dementia, what worries you most? Is it keeping them safe, managing the physical demands of caregiving, or the emotional toll of seeing their decline?
I think it's all of them. I
All of the above. D's not an option in this one,
I know, but it is now.
but it should be.
Yeah, for
So how would
sure.
you rank those? A, B, and C? Like 1,
Um,
2, or 3?
so okay, so A again was keeping them safe, B's managing the physical demands of caregiving, and C, the emotional toll of seeing their decline. As a caregiver, what would worry me the most?
Which is,
I think would be A, keeping them safe. I mean, all of these worry me, but I think would be keeping them safe would be the one. Because I'd have to make sure that you know, don't just walk outside and get lost or anything like that. That would really concern me.
yeah, I think that you're right. For me, it would be, if I were to rank them 1 through 3, ensuring your safety. But then I would also have to, in ensuring your safety, be able to manage my own physical wellness so I could manage those caregiving things that I need to do for you. And then third is, just the emotional, concern that I would have to seeing you decline and not being able to really help you.
I want to add a little bit to that, though, in terms of caregiving, because sometimes I know because I was a caregiver, like someone may offer you help, or maybe you don't get offered help, but when you do, my recommendation would be to accept the help and remember, of course, you might be thinking like, okay, like it has to be done like how you want it to be done, but I mean, it doesn't have to be done how you want it to be done. You can request those things, but getting support, I think, would be extremely helpful, so that you can also go out and take care of yourself, so that you will have the energy, like what you were saying. You need to be able to take care of yourself, so you can take care of your loved one. But maybe reaching out to an end of life doula or a friend, family member to come and offer help. So I think asking for help is important.
Yeah. Self-care is important in that. Okay, your turn.
Okay, that was a long one. All right. If I'm unable to safely swallow food or drink, A, give me a feeding tube. I want to live as long as possible. B, that's my body's way of letting go. Listen to it. Or C, it depends on how I'm doing otherwise.
Hmm. Well, having had a feeding tube installed back in the day, going through cancer, that really wasn't that bad. But I know I think it would have to be, it depends how I'm doing otherwise. Because, having dementia, maybe it's restricting, you're trying to pull out cables and cords and stuff like that. That might be a problem. So I guess it would be C. It depends on how I'm doing otherwise.
Mm-hmm. For me, I think I'm going to pick B. That's my body's way of letting go. Um, that's what I think I would pick. In our doula class, some of the things that we did learn was about when the feeding tubes get added. Be, Sometimes people forget. It's kind of like what you were just saying. They don't realize what's there, and then they pull it out, and then it could get infected, and just can cause more problems. Um, but I think I would go with B. That's my body's way of letting go.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here goes the next card. When I approach late stage dementia, A. Pull out all the stops. Do everything to keep me alive. B. No surgeries, no tubes inserted, no cancer treatment. C. Focus on only my comfort and the things that bring joy to my life.
So for me, I think this one, when I approach late stage dementia, for sure, B, no surgeries, no tubes inserted, no cancer treatment. But also I would like, see where, that it's focusing on comfort and joy.
Yeah. That's what I think, C for me would be first. Focus on things that make me happy, maybe remember that kind of stuff. But definitely at that point, I don't want to have any surgeries, no tubes, no cancer treatment. I don't want to be put in a hospital, anything like that. No life-saving measures. Just let me focus on living the life that I have left.
Okay. All right. So this last one is the open-ended question. It's titled Worries. What do you worry about most when you think about living with dementia?
So I'm a bit of a worrier, I guess, because when I think about this, I think about, when I'm living, if I am living with dementia, that I'd be a burden. And that's not what I want to be. That, if I forget who you are, forget who the kids are, or grandkids, if those ever, and that ever happens, will I be a burden on the family? And that's not what I want to be, either a mental burden, a physical burden, or a financial burden. I would just rather go as soon as possible.
Okay. For me, what I would worry about most is just not knowing anyone that I know anymore. I think that's what I would worry most about.
But I mean, at that point, would it really matter to you? And I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but I mean, not knowing someone, but you could probably still think, I would think you'd still know that they're caring for you. Even if you can remember who I was, I'd still be there for you. I know the kids would be too.
Yeah.
So would Tex. Tex would always be there.
My worry was forgetting the people around me, but you're right also, because I definitely don't want to be a burden to anyone. And actually, now I think about it, like, I don't know, caring for someone is a loving thing. So where I would think I was being maybe a burden, like caring for you, I mean, I wouldn't be burdened because I love you. So.
Yeah. And we've kind of already gone through that. And that kind of sucked. Both ends of it. Being the person cared for and then the caring person. It wasn't easy on either one of us. So these conversations are hard because nobody wants to imagine themselves or their loved ones going through this cognitive decline.
But if it happens, wouldn't you rather have expressed your preferences when you could so your family isn't guessing or arguing about what you would want?
Well, absolutely. And I think that this deck, and in fact, all the decks that we've gone through, but specifically this deck when it comes to dementia, helps you answer those questions. And it really makes you think about the scenarios you may not have already considered.
But remember, this deck is a conversation starter. It's not a replacement for legal documentation. Currently, what I could find online is Nevada is actually the only state that specifically addresses dementia in their advance directive forms. But for all other states, consider using the form at dementia-directive.org, and I'll include the link in the show notes.
Yeah. And then when you ask your estate planning attorney about adding it as an addendum to your existing advanced care documents, make sure you're specific in your wishes.
So the conversation tool opens the door, but you've got to walk through it and actually document your wishes legally.
So who's this deck for? Well, it's for anyone who's clear of mind and open to the conversation.
Okay, if your family has a history of dementia or Alzheimer's, this conversation becomes even more important. If your parent or grandparent had it, you might be at a higher risk.
And for those adult children who are starting to think about their aging parents' care, this could be a way to have the conversation without really making it too uncomfortable.
Right. So you can say something like, hey, I got this interesting conversation deck. Want to try it? It feels a lot less threatening than, we need to talk about what happens if you get dementia.
Yeah. And a few practical tips if you decide to get the Dementia Deck. As we've already mentioned, first, start with the comforting questions before you jump into those heavy care decisions. People can get a little bit emotional when using the decks. The deck recommends beginning with the questions about music, hobbies, and other sources of comfort.
Second, consider who should be in this conversation. It might be just you and your spouse, or you might want your adult children there as well.
Yeah, I think that that would be a good place to start with the kids here. And when we also have both of our remaining parents are aging a little bit, maybe we can include them, our siblings, so that everybody hears the same answers and there's no confusion later on how to care for your parent or even yourself.
Third, have the conversation more than once. Preferences can change, and some answers might spark additional questions that you might want to revisit.
And I think the most important part is document the answers. Always document the answers. If possible, record the conversation and maybe take those notes later.
Then share your wishes with the people who would be making care decisions. Your power of attorney, your adult children, your doctor, whoever that is for you.
So here's what we're asking you to do. If dementia is something that concerns you, either for yourself or someone you love, consider getting the Dementia Deck.
You can find it at thedeathdeck.com, which also has the Death Deck and the EOL deck if you want the full conversation starter collection.
Have the conversation while everybody's healthy and again clear of mind. Don't wait until there's a diagnosis or start seeing symptoms.
And then follow through with legal documentation. Talk to an estate planning attorney about how to incorporate these preferences into your advance directives.
If you found this episode helpful, hit that subscribe button below on YouTube or give us a follow on your favorite podcast platform.
And if you have questions or want to share your experience using the Dementia Deck, reach out to us at info@legacytoolkit.com. We'd love to hear from you.
So now let's circle back to our essential question. If you were diagnosed with dementia tomorrow, would your loved ones know what kind of care matters to you the most?
If you're listening to this right now, you have a precious opportunity, the clarity of mind to make these decisions for yourself. Don't wait until that choice is taken away from you, because the greatest gift you can give your family isn't just your preferences. It's your presence of mind while making them.
So until next time, remember, every chapter you write today shapes your legacy tomorrow. Thank you for joining us at Thoughtful Planning.